Ah, welcome back everybody to Elder Scrolls Online. We are taking part in the Ascent of the Arcanist promotion that is running between the 18th of July and the 28th of July in 2023. House of Troubles, this is another Mages Guild book, so we definitely want to take a poke at that one. We now want to talk to Laramil because we're back onto the story. The Ascent of the Arcanist promotion is for having an Arcanist at level 10 by the 28th of July in 2023, and you will receive a small pack of goodies from the Crown Store. So we are currently, for the curious, sitting at level 9, heading through to level 10. The plan was to make this a very short series, just covering the Arcanist in this series, but if you guys would like to see more adventures of Velithia and more about this area through her eyes, please let me know before the end of the series, and I will fit her in and alternate her with Tamrain, the crafter.
Meeting Hermaus Mora represents a rare honor. The one who knows materializes in a delimited projection. He chooses to manifest before few mortals. The threads upon which reality dangles are precarious indeed.
What did Mora
impart to you?
Yeah. Hermaus Mora said you'd guide me.
And so I shall. The one who knows traced 3 crucial events to this area. Investigate each, and he believes we can expose the conspirators moving against Apocrypha. We may even stop them before the ultimate threat takes shape.
All right. What do I need to do at these 3 locations?
I do not know. I was only presented with what was required to bring you to the right place at the right moment. You must determine why fate needs you in each location, then take the appropriate action.
You know where and when, but not what I need to do?
Many possible futures branch from every mortal choice. If we know the consequences of our choices, it changes the outcome. Therefore, Hermaus Mora tells us only what he must. As fate's chosen, the rest is up to you.
All right, very well. Where do I need to go?
The threads of fate lead to 3 locations in this region. The Necropolis of Necrom, the old tower of Telrendis, and the town of Alavelis. I shall open a portal to each, investigate them, and return here to the Necrom bindery when you are done.
All right. Tell me more about the locations I need to visit.
A reasonable and prudent request. I shall provide what details I can, but I know little more than you do. Local history and politics are not my usual area of study. Which location would you like to know more about?
Necrom Necropolis for a start.
Necrom serves as a center for the ancient Dunmer practice of ancestor worship, a strange custom. The monks of the Necropolis, called the Keepers of the Dead, tend the catacombs beneath the city. They guide the faithful in venerating their forebears.
Tell me more about Telrendis.
Telrendis is one of the many mushroom towers that dot this land. They usually serve as domiciles of Telvanni wizards who wield formidable magic. But this tower is abandoned.
Interesting.
Fate dictates that when you go there, I shall accompany you.
Tell me about Alavelis.
Alavelis is a minor settlement whose only claim to fame is its malachite quarry, a glass mine, as the Dunmer refer to it. That thread of fate vibrates with particular intensity. What you shall find there, I cannot say, but I urge caution, Proxy.
What is this place?
An old bookbinder's shop, our temporary base of operations in this region. I secured it so we could travel to and from Apocrypha without causing undue panic. I doubt Necrom's authorities would approve of portals to an oblivion realm in their city.
Tell me about the portals.
In addition to the 3 to take you to the locations you must investigate, I summoned 2 gateways to Apocrypha. One leads to the Endless Library, a place of books as numberless as the stars. The other to Chroma Incognito, where lost fates linger.
Am I supposed to go to Apocrypha now?
Only if you desire to do so. The threads of fate Hermaus Mora asks you to investigate begin here in the Telvanni Peninsula. Where they shall lead us, I cannot say. But with the threat directed at Apocrypha, I thought quick access was prudent.
Very well.
Your choice must be your own, Proxy. Hermaus Mora was clear about that.
Okay.
There. 3 paths are now arrayed before you. Which will you pick?
Well, what's this one? Necrom Necropolis and Alavelis, which sounded intriguing until horrendous. Why don't we start from the left and work our way through?
How can we honor our ancestors if the necropolis is closed?
The abbot ordered the closure for your own good, citizen. Curate Gadain, make sure no one enters.
Prelate? Oh, of course. No one enters the necropolis.
The necropolis is closed? Who ever heard of such a thing?
Something about this doesn't feel right.
Well, curate,
Sorry, friend, but the necropolis is closed today.
I
And
heard.
by order of the abbot, it seems. We've never turned away the families of the dead before, but if the rumors about illness are true, plague isn't something to be treated lightly.
Illness?
When Prelate Forum and his aides arrived, my fellow Keepers of the Dead were plagued with a strange malady. I was away when the disease struck, and I haven't been allowed back inside since. The prelate said the abbot ordered the closure, but
It sounds like you don't trust the prelate.
Prelate Forum arrived from the temple, and suddenly my fellow monks fell ill. We were never notified of a visit, and besides, Forum isn't our usual prelate. Never even heard of him. If you can help, I can make sure you're compensated, I think.
I'll do it for nothing. I can look into Prelate Farum for you.
Fate must have led you here, friend. Prelate Forum arrived aboard the Stormwing. If you can find out where they boarded the ship, it might tell us something. Talk to the portmaster at the harbor, while I deal with any pilgrims that come by.
Tell me more about the necropolis.
This is the Necropolis of Necrom, perhaps the largest and oldest necropolis in all of Morrowind. For thousands of years, families have interred their revered ancestors in these catacombs. It's my honor to serve as one of the Keepers of the Dead.
The Keepers of the Dead?
Yes, we're a monastic order. We keep the crypts in good repair. We help families make funerary arrangements. And we guide those pilgrims who come to visit their ancestors. We never turned anyone away. Until now.
You said you were away when the other keepers got sick.
I was with Abbot Ilvel when Prelate Forum arrived. I was barely introduced when the abbot sent me to get tea from the market. I'm worried about the abbot. He's always been kind to me. He and the monks raised me after... Well, I had no other family.
Tell me more about the illness affecting the Keepers of the Dead.
I haven't seen it firsthand. Prelate Forum says the monks are delirious with fever. Now I'm stuck out here, turning pilgrims away, while everyone else is quarantined inside.
And you think Prelate Farum is responsible?
I think he brought this sickness to the necropolis, yes. Perhaps he picked it up on the voyage to Necrom, although neither he nor his aides appear sick. Wish I could ask Abbot Ilvel about it, but Prelate Forum won't let me inside to see him.
If the Keepers are sick, isn't it prudent to close the necropolis?
Maybe. But if it isn't spreading to the prelate or his aides, is it really that dangerous? I have no idea.
Speaking of fate, anything happened here recently that could be connected to Hermaus Mora?
The Lord of Secrets? I hope not. I mean, I suppose Hermaus Mora isn't bad as far as Daedric princes go. He's not part of the House of Troubles, after all. But trafficking with any Daedra is dangerous business. Everyone knows that.
They do indeed. Okay. Let us just hit our J for a minute. Fate's Proxy. It's not giving me any guide at all. However, we do need to go see the Stormwing. Let's have a look at our map. So I'm hoping, here we go, this is where we want to be. Alright, let's see if we're heading in the right direction. Nope, we are not. You know what though, I also think we may have some more crafting to do as well, which we should probably make sure we do each day, so, if only to make sure we get our XP for it.
Know well that I serve the buoyant armigers, honing their swords and repairing their armor as you would wish.
Okay, yep, here are our writs. If I can just get to the right spot. Here we go. Alright, we're going to very quickly do our crafting writs. XP, rewards, gold, all not to be sneezed at, and these are relatively easy to get out of the way. So, actually the other thing we should do is make sure that our bonus is still in effect from our scroll. No, it's not, so we should probably activate that. So part of your daily rewards, sometimes you'll get bonuses, scrolls that give you XP bonuses. So we picked a couple of those up this week, and we're just going to activate one now because that helps us with our advancing. There we go, and away we go again. Examine Provisioner writs, Chanter writs, Alchemist writs, don't you dare. Velithia writs, Blacksmith writs, and Woodworker writs. Okay, so we don't need... Oh, I missed one. Alchemist writs. Rightio. So we don't have access to dual crafting writs at the moment. And that is because... okay, I've already got those enchanting writs, so I don't need to worry about it. Sometimes you'll pick up enchantments that you can use in your crafting orders. Woodworking writs, here we go. No wood to craft, nothing to deconstruct. Okay, we will deconstruct that. We will. Now, we need to make a maple inferno staff. I will just use whatever one of these I have the most of. Looks like we're doing dark elf style today. That's pretty good. We need to make a maple ice staff. And we need to make a maple lightning staff. It's as easy as that. Toddle over this way. I think my blacksmithery is over here. Here we go. Like I said, this is one of the best cities I've come to yet for... oh, yeah, I want to be able to equip those. Let's not destroy them. One of the best cities I've come to for crafting, for just ease of getting around to do it. Alrighty, normal greatsword. There we go. Craft that. Go from weapons over to apparel. This caught me a few times when I first started, so be aware that there's two little tabs up here that you need to switch between. Grab that. Boom. Ready to go. That is, the clothing station. We definitely need to be here. I have nothing to break down there. Do I have anything? Yep, break down those braces. It only ever has apparel in clothing. For some strange reason. Apparently weapons are not clothing. This is where you make your light and your medium armor. There we go. That's done. Doop-a-doo. Alchemy. No, that's jewellery. That's jewellery. Alright, hang on, let's have a look at these signs. That's alchemy. I'm missing items or traits. Oh, fine then. Craft a sip of magicka. Rightio, we're going to put that in there. And then we're just going to do what we did last time. Now, we worked through Beetle Scuttle and Blessed Thistle, I think. So we're up to Blue Entaloma. We don't know all the traits of it. We don't know all the traits of Bugloss. Okay, we do know what it makes though, so we're not going to bother doing it. We know what that makes. That's an inert potion. Oh, unknown potion. Let's see what this makes. A sip of health. Rightio. Well, we learnt another one. Inert potion. Unknown potion. Let's see what that makes. Sip of health. Dragon's bile. Air burns, I know. Sip of invisibility. Well, we learned a new trait for 2 things. That's pretty good. Dragon thorn. Inert. Medic. Unknown. Let's see what that does. Sip of ravage magicka. Okay. So I'm pretty sure magicka, restore health, invisible, and cowardice. I'm pretty sure bugloss is not going to help us make our sip of magicka, so we'll get rid of the bugloss. And we will take whatever's next. Oh, sorry, the bugloss, the blue antiloma. We will try the bugloss though, because we don't know what it makes. Just get rid of that. Alright, and we'll start again from the top. Butterfly wing. Sip of health. Unknown potion with the clam gall. Sip of spell protection. Right, okay. Columbine. Unknown potion. Sip of health. Fine. Restore magicka. Okay, I am thinking bugloss might be a good option for making magicka potions, maybe. Unknown potion with cornflower. Excellent. Sip of magicka. There we go. Alright, that's that done. Now we just need to cook up a storm. Hopefully we have our recipes, otherwise I'll be very sad. Roasted corn and nut brown ale. Eleva, do you have
I
a...
keep meaning to experiment with all those odd mushrooms.
Oh, today I'm just after a roasted corn recipe. Do you have one of those for me? Yeah, you do. Let me have that. Thank you. Alright, and now of course we need to go and grab our other recipe. We might just leave getting the other recipe for it. I might just learn my roast corn recipe. Use that. And I might just deliver everything else except the provisioning. So you can do that too. You don't have to have everything made up to deliver it. You can just do a partial. Because I really want to go through and help out at the Necropolis and visit the Portmaster. If we pass the pub on the way, we'll buy that recipe there. That's what we'll do. Alright, complete that quest. I think we needed about 6,000 to expand our backpack out again, so this will definitely help. It's helping a goodly amount with our XP, so that's nice. So far I've managed to go up at least 1 level every episode, and given I'm almost at level 10 after 5 episodes, we're good. Let's go into consumables and containers. We'll very quickly open all of these. I have some empty soul gems, which is going to make our soul gem skills really useful. Rightio. Where do we have to go now? We have to go down to here. I could take like the scenic route, but no. Let's reverse back. It's really equidistant, isn't it? Alright, scenic route it is. Let's go. Well, we'll talk to him.
I don't mean to burden you with my troubles, stranger, but something dreadful is happening in Alavelis. I'm lucky I escaped when I did.
Tell me about Alavelis.
It's a village in the South Peninsula. When I heard that the glass mine was reopening, I went there to find employment. I'm a miner by trade, and I needed the work. They hired me, but instead of mining, they wanted us to build something.
Well, what did they want you to build?
I never found out. I stumbled upon a group of Daedric cultists.
Oh dear.
And realized something really bad was going on there. I ran and never looked back. I told the city guard, but I don't think they believed me. Someone needs to do something.
I'll go to Alavelis and see what's going on, seeing as it coincides with what we need. Huh, looks like our next little unknown story marker is leading us inside the inn. Well, maybe not, actually, but anyway. I need to talk to the brewer. That should be the innkeeper, and Gradus, maybe. This should be my brewer, Najhur.
I have found that...
I needed a recipe, mate, for nut brown ale. Do you have it? Yes, you do. Thank you. Alrighty, I know. It's costing me a small fortune. You can find the recipes, I just don't like waiting until I do. It's all chance. Let me just check the map here. Yeah, everything's outside. I was wrong about my story marker being inside. Check around. Above. I wonder if I can get up there. Okay. Let's look for a set of stairs in the inn. I don't mean the entry stairs. I mean a set of stairs that'll take us up to the roof. Oh, that looks like our tribute players. We can't play that with this character. I am curious just to see if there is a set of stairs that will take us to the roof. It looks like no, there's no stairs that will take us up to the roof at the end. We're going to have to go around the long way. It's just getting to know Necrom. We're all good. Wait, what's that? Oh my, a set of stairs. But it doesn't take us to the roof. Alright, it was worth a shot. I know, we're getting there very slowly. Just gotta work our way through now. Okay. Who is... Oh, okay. Oh man, I read that name. I did. Now I can never wipe it from my memory. Okay, that's investigating the Necrom Necropolis, which is what we're doing, but we're doing it by going to talk to somebody. We're not gathering the Ebon leather just yet. I do think that's one of those missions I'm going to have to ditch. What? That does not sound good. That almost sounds like the plague is out of the Necropolis.
Where's that lay about Randus? Absent again.
Hey, Portmaster Yulene.
Not now, stranger. My assistant never showed up for work today, and I've got my hands full directing cargo bound for both land and sea.
Passengers from the Stormwing may have brought a plague to Necrom.
Plague? That's not a word to toss around lightly. What proof do you have?
The Necropolis has been closed because the monks there have fallen ill.
Look, illness is a part of life when you work with the dead. I'm surprised the Keepers of the Dead aren't sick more often. Plague can be serious, but I need more than your word to shut down the port or quarantine the city.
If you let me investigate the Stormwing, I can find the proof we need.
Sorry, I can't let you wander around unattended on a ship under my watch. And since my assistant Randus never showed up for work today, I have no one available to escort you. Without Port Agent Randus or more substantial proof, I can't help you.
Oh, I really want to go find the port agent. I mean, I could persuade because I've got that perk, but I'll go find Port Agent Randus.
Port Agent Randus likes to fish at a little cove south of the city, even when he's supposed to be working. Tell him to get his arse back here, and I'll let you look around the Stormwing. Just be careful. The wildlife along the coast can be dangerous.
All right, as much as I'm in a hurry to get that done, I think... I don't know if the game is actually going to give me the option. Let's just have a look at our map. Right click to come out. There, it is going to give me the option. I just need to head out of the city. Let's recall to this way shrine. And the reason I have such a low cost for recall is because I have champion points that I've put into making it cheap to zip around the countryside. Alright, let's go find... I know, the game's like, you shouldn't be doing it this way. I know, game, I'm sorry. But I want to see where this part of the adventure would lead me if I didn't have the option of persuading her to do things more directly. I saw that. I can't see that, like, that little road there. Okay, that leads to the dungeon. That's probably all it does. So what I'm trying to do... So this is the tower we unlocked the other day. So that's pretty good. I know. I'm running her into the ground, poor girl. Let's let her get some of her stand back. I need to work.
I don't feel so good. Should have stayed in bed.
Why am I stuck? Alright, I don't know why I'm stuck. We'll just do a dive roll and get out of there. Grab that maple while we're here. I know, there's a plague running free, but I need the maple. There's always something happening. You've got to learn to live around it. Randus.
I usually have this spot all to myself. Well, you can have it today, stranger. I don't feel up to fishing. Good luck to you. I'm going back to bed.
Portmaster Yulani sent me to find you.
Did she? Not the first time the Portmaster sent someone to fetch me. But you can tell her I won't be much help today. I fell ill after inspecting the Stormwing when it arrived in the port the other day.
You think something on the Stormwing made you sick?
Now that you mention it, the air in the lower holds smelled unhealthy. And the passengers kind of gave me a bad feeling, though I can't rightly say why. Look, tell the Portmaster I'm sick and can't work today. For once, that's the truth.
I'll tell the Portmaster. Alright, let's go this way. Where's my map? Yeah, so this way it'll just be quicker to run back to the city. I probably should have come down this way to start with, but that's alright. I didn't know the route. Ooh, pewter seam. Good for jewellery crafting. When we finally get to it. We can make jewellery, just we can't do writs. So, that's okay. I am enjoying this character and this current play. So, like I said, if you guys want me to play her on screen for you, let me know. Otherwise, I may very well start playing her off screen and not recording it. It's a lot of fun. This particular zone. Or I might play her on screen anyway, just because I can now. I need. Just have a look at my map. Yeah, so we need to go in here. Actually, let me have a look at this. I think it actually will be quicker to go past the pub than to actually go back to the crafting area. I know. You know how they say you shouldn't run with scissors in your hand? Whoops. You shouldn't run with maps in your hand either. Let's just let her catch her breath. Her stam's a little bit low. We just will keep going. See, I am hearing people being sick up there, and it's like, it does not sound like it'll be long before Necrom is infected by something worse than the Canartan flu. It sounds very much like vampire coughing.
You again, and without that good-for-nothing lazy Randus in tow. Oh, I told you before, I don't have any time to waste on nonsense today.
I found Port Agent Randus where you said, but he was really sick.
Well enough to go fishing, but too sick to work. A likely story. Ugh, I should drop everything and go catch him in his lie. Then I'd have a reason to dismiss him and hire a competent assistant.
He went home. He's really sick. Now about the Stormwing.
First you shout plague. Then I hear that several of the dock workers who unloaded the Stormwing took ill. Now Randus. All right. Go investigate the Stormwing. If you find anything incriminating, I want to hear about it.
Alright, done. Let me just see where I have to get onto the Stormwing. Yeah, it is the other dock. Oh, I know I was about to try and get on from this end, but that's not going to work. Just have a quick sticky nose around the ship. Like for books like this, that looks like a law book from the local region. So if you're collecting things to finish your collections, I mean we'll probably end up being sent here, but looks like some other noble adventurer has been here before me and robbed the place blind. It's always kind of good to get a feel for where we are. I know I am delaying the inevitable. We do have to go below decks. I should not do that with this character. Ah, that reminds me. Let us see if we have any food on us. Food is always helpful. Helps my health? Sure. I could do with that. I really do need to start making some food and using it. Make sure that my quick slot is highlighting my restoration potion. There we go. Okay, oh my gosh. Alright, look, this one, let's have a quick look at the... Okay, there's no map of the ship. Hidden Kindred instructions. My fellow Kindred, as the Supreme Plague Master of our glorious order, I command you to follow these instructions to the letter. Bring the pestilential lord's implements to Firewatch and meet me at the harbour. We will complete our journey to Necrom aboard the merchant ship Stormwing. Make sure the vials containing the holy miasma of disease are sealed tight. It is important that Parides' breath remains undiluted until we share it with the Necropolis' misguided monks. I have the robes and cowls you'll need in Necrom. I shall pose as a temple prelate, and you will be my attendants. Soon we can reach the Necropolis unhindered and find what we seek. To the glory of Periide and the hidden Kindred. Blight Crown. Oh, that cannot be good. Now, I'm pretty sure I just saw an adventurer wander past me and do a bit of searching. So I don't expect to find a lot of treasure in here now, but that's okay. We're here for the story mostly. Oh, carrots. Was I running low on carrots? No, that's a different game. Ah, we are not taking the spoiled food. Rabbit for small game. Alright. I know, I keep half expecting that corpse to get up. It's a bit of a worry. If what I read is correct, the Blightmaster's breath is what does it. And these can be washed. That was a good haul of apples, actually. Apples are usually pretty hard to come by, and they're used a lot in things. That's around the other side. I can't open the ship's hold yet. Alright. I mean, we could probably pick up... Yeah, we can pick up these as well, just in case there's something we might want to drink. I'm not sure I want to risk anything on this ship. Whoa, lady. Scary. But as you can see, there's quite a few things you can do. Oh, that did not sound good. Oh, well, that will make it easier to get into the hold, won't it? I'm not sure I want to. These guys look incredibly ill. Someone cracked a bottle, didn't they? Someone absolutely did. And that is why they're sick down here. And here I am without a mask. Man, I hope I have healing spells. I know, it's not a monster. It's a, take that. We're getting a whole bunch of different drinks. It's really intriguing to watch the different drinks you do pick up, because some of them are drinks I haven't seen with any of my characters. So I always find it intriguing that to read the names and know that those are recipes I've got to look for. I know, we're going on a hunt for whatever. I can hear more monsters. What is that? That's not food. Who's putting that up there? Oh my gosh. Yes, I will take the venison. I always feel bad when I murder the deers, but I don't mind eating the meat. Oh, you can call me all kinds of strange for that, but that's fine. Used to it. Let's go this way. Oh boy. First mate Dalmir's log. 22 days ago. Departed Vivek City on the morning tide, bound for Sadrith Mora. A fine morning to set sail. 18 days ago. Made port at Sadrith Mora and took on a cargo of muck sponge. 15 days ago. Took on passengers at Firewatch, Prelate Farum and his aides, who observed a vow of silence. Strange group, or with scars that indicate they suffered some pox or other in the past. I've never met anyone from the temple like them before. And they had a lot of cargo, crates that smelled like something died inside them. They'd better not stink up the hold. 11 days ago. Rounded the North Cape of the Telbani Peninsula in rough seas. Half the crew was too sick to work today. The prelate and his aides kept to the lower decks. I even found a few of them down the hold. 4 days. 3 days out of Necrom. The crew is complaining about skeevers. There must be some sort of infestation in the hold. Probably something to do with those crates the prelate brought aboard. I'm going to take a look. Then I'll lock it up until we reach Necrom. Well, we know what happened to him then, don't we? Okay. Alright, well, it looks like the curate is not as naive a boy as everyone wants him to believe. Let's take that skeever on. Bit of XP won't hurt. Oh no, it makes a smash tinkle noise. Very satisfying, actually. Surprisingly so. Oh dear. Yeah, we're all good. Yeah, we need to lock this ship down tight. I know, I was really worried that that was a drop-off and I was going to end up in the drink. Look at these guys, resting their weary boots. Oh, and fishing.
What's going on with the Storm Wing? Nobody wants to go near that ship.
No.
Good question. I hear it's full of skeevers that arrived with a prelate from the temple.
Curate Gaddon. I should also talk to the...
Necrom is the city of many dark corners. Careful where you walk at night, stranger. Beasts aren't the only creatures hunting in the dead of night.
Oh, thank you. That's not creepy at all. Man. Return to Curate Gadin. Gadane. I'll get there eventually. Wow, that was pretty
I
costuming.
was worried maybe you abandoned me. If I have to turn away one more family... Did you learn anything at the Stormwing about a sickness or a plague? And did the temple really send Prelate Forum to the Necropolis?
Prelate Farum is an imposter. He's the leader of the Hidden Kindred cult and a fellow of Periite.
An imposter? Let me see what you found. I knew there was something wrong the moment I saw the prelate. Oh, I suppose I should call him Blightcrown. What kind of name is that? And what does a devotee of Periite want in the Necropolis?
The note doesn't say, but it does indicate they want to search the Necropolis for something.
All sorts of relics and heirlooms are stored in the catacombs with the ancestors. And with Periite cultists loose inside, Abbot Ilvel and the Keepers are in terrible danger. We need to get into the Necropolis. But how? The main door is locked.
You must know another way in.
I don't. Wait. When I wanted to slip out after curfew, I used the cellar that connects to the city's underways. I doubt Blightcrown or his attendants know about it.
No, they would never have had
Meet me
you.
in the tunnel behind the Necropolis. I think I can get us inside from there.
Good idea. I'll meet you in the tunnel.
The entrance to the underways is on the west side of the Necropolis. You'll find the cellar door in an alcove on your right.
West of the Necropolis,
I'll post a
on
notice
my
about
right.
the closure and join you there. We can't let Periite's cult rummage through the catacombs.
What can you tell me about Periite?
Not a terrible lot. I'm not an expert on Daedric studies or anything. I know he's the Daedric Prince of Pestilence, the Blighted Lord, the Master of Tasks. Some believe he isn't a very important prince, but people get sick all the time.
People worship a god of disease.
People worship all sorts of things. Periite's followers see disease as a blessing. They revel in suffering and spreading plagues. Blightcrown's attendants have pox scars. I should have suspected something when I first met them.
You seem very worried about the abbot.
I was orphaned at a young age. No other family. Abbot Ilvel took me in and raised me. He's the father I never had. A kind and devout servant of the Necropolis, but maybe too trusting. It never occurred to him to question Blightcrown's story.
Blightcrown, as the prelate, said the Necropolis was closed by order of the abbot.
I only have Blightcrown's word about that. I'm not even sure if the abbot and the keepers are really sick. When I returned, the place was already locked tight, and I was ordered to stay at the door and turn pilgrims away.
What about the city guard? Can they help?
As Prelate Forum, Blightcrown has the authority of the temple. The Necrom guard would never make a move against a temple prelate or the orders of the abbot. No. We need to get inside and find the abbot ourselves, before it's too late. I'll meet you in the underways.
Okay. Alright. Here. So west is that way. In an alcove to my right. Now, I could probably chase him, except... Oh, maybe. Maybe he'll vanish, is my thought. No. You pain in the backside. Alright. And he leads you in the wrong direction. Ah, yeah. What's he doing? Going to find some soup or something.
Over here, friend. A rarely used trapdoor.
Okay, we're not stealing from the urns. I wish I could, because there's bound to be some good stuff in there, but maybe not today.
You go first.
Alright. See, that's not stealing there. standing on the trapdoor when you open it. Probably not your best idea, Velithia. Here we go.
No one around, just as I hoped. The chapel is through the doorway and up the stairs.
Through the doorway and up the stairs. Rightio. I know, right? It's a bad thing to have anyone rummaging through the undercroft. 20 port. I do not have that one. Whoa! And this is why I'm being a pain in the neck. The dead do not need those recipes. I know, I'm not sure how I feel about actually, like, I mean, I can stand on principle, but there is sometimes only one way to do things in a game, and that is the game's way. Oh, don't make me think about what that might have been. We are going to be ditching a few of these excessive gauntlets and things. I could leave them, but let me have a look at our map. Right, so this is a dead-end corner. Yes, it is. See, if it wanted to discourage me from rummaging through things I shouldn't, it shouldn't put recipes in them. That is pretty good. We'll also clear out any of the stuff that no one else wants to take. That way we'll respawn something else. Maybe something better will spawn in. I am putting off the inevitable. Why do you ask? There's probably going to be undead in here, and I hate being vomited on. As a player, not as a player character.
To the right, friend. The door to the chapel is at the end of the hall.
These bookcases that I can't read the books on. Frustrating. Alrighty. Our first batch of XP has arrived. It looks like the aim is just a little bit off with some of these. I know. Alright, let me just check. This is just a single. Okay, that's it. Oh, what are you? Well, you're not meant to be here, that's for sure. Come on. Let me just deal with this thing before it... Take that. Oath of the Keepers. Oath of the Keepers. Tale forever told. And again, so they're duplicating their books. Strakes and FedEx. Woodworking increased. Yes. Drakes and futtoks. Sounds rude, but it's not. Periite Salvation. Oh, now someone's putting things into the bookshelf. The royal lineage of the Sentinel. Of Sentinel. Okay, where haven't we searched in here? Oh, that looks promising. Ha! Gotcha. And again. Nothing bookshelfy here we can do. Time of the Ebenheart Pact. Ditto again. A door we can't go through. Ethereal Fragments.
Locked. The chapel is never locked. Can you pick it?
Can I pick it?
Curate Zancon leaves his key on a shelf to the northwest.
You know what? I can pick it. It's fine. All right. Let's see what we got. I always find it interesting to see what is hidden in different things, in different locations. Because sometimes you just find things you just never expected to see. Alrighty, that sounds like someone's fighting a slime.
Whatever they're emitting reeks.
Yeah, that would be the breath of Thingamy. You probably should get out of here.
They're sickening these keepers.
Sure.
I know nothing of Prior Durdren's tomb. Leave me be.
Friar Durdren. Curate?
There's something foul inside those sensors.
Alright, you have a one-track mind. You need to be listening to what people are saying.
They ask so many questions. Please, help
I
the
can't talk
others.
to her. Alright, we will. I am obviously not the only adventurer to go through here looting everything in sight. Although I am perhaps the least picky adventurer to do so. This is why I don't run out of crafting material. Yet. I may yet run out, but not yet I haven't.
Abbot Ilvel is in danger. Prelate Farum put one of those foul sensors in his chamber.
We'll do what we can.
I don't know anything about a fulcrum. Please.
That's all of them. Let's go check on Abbot Ilvel.
Blueprint. Blueprints are good. I don't think I've got that one. Keep the censers burning to infuse the chapel with Variety's blessed breath, but use care. Do not exhaust our supply before we find what we seek. Question the keepers stricken by our prince's favour. Where's the relic? Where is Prior Durdren's tomb? What other secrets hide in the catacombs? In their fever they should reveal what we need to find the relic. Abbot Ilvel may know more about these topics than the other keepers of the dead. Move him to his chambers, and I will question him personally.
Blightcrown is with the abbot? His chambers are to the north when we're done here.
Yep, okay. Yes, I'm collecting lockpicks. It's Alright, let me have a look at the map. Yeah, let's go. Alright, destroy the sensor.
Destroy that foul sensor, friend.
Brother, stop. Fulcrum Obscura. Durdrin's tomb. In the lower catacombs.
Oh, sugar.
Abbot Ilvel, he's delirious.
And he told
What
them
did
where
he
to
say
find
about
what
the
they're
lower
after him.
catacombs? How insidious. Blightcrown made the Keepers of the Dead sick so he could question them in their fevered state.
Correct.
And also he could find some old relic hidden in the Necropolis? Why go to all the trouble?
It's part of a plot to attack Hermaus Mora. I was told that fate sent me here to stop it.
Hermaus Mora? The Keepers of the Dead have nothing to do with the Lord of Secrets. And I never heard of anything called the Fulcrum Obscura. Wait. How do you know all this? Are you a cultist too?
No, I agreed to help because the threat to Hermaus Mora also endangers Nirn.
Endangers Nirn? I'm just a minor curate working in the Necropolis. Feuds between Daedric princes are beyond me.
Yep, and I'm a simple adventurer.
I want to help. Finding anything in the catacombs will take time. We might be able to catch up with Blightcrown if we hurry.
What kind of relic would be in Prior Durdrin's tomb?
Prior Durdrin founded the Necropolis and our order. Abbot Ilvel idolized him. Told me the Prior was obsessed with Necrom's history and had received a special charge from Lord Vivec. There's a key to the catacombs in the desk. Hurry, friend.
I'll get the key and head to the catacombs.
Take the key from the desk and head to the catacombs. The door is through the chapel and to the north. I'll stay with Abbot Ilvel. Do what I can until he recovers. Just be careful. We know Blightcrown didn't arrive at the Necropolis by himself.
We do. What else can you tell me about Prior Durdrin and his tomb?
Prior Durdrin established the Keepers of the Dead as a religious order and built this abbey over the ancient Necropolis. He lived and died here centuries ago.
Do you know anything about the relic, the Fulcrum Obscura?
I don't remember that coming up in any of the abbot's lectures. But Prior Durdrin possessed many talents. Legend has it he could command powerful Daedra and resist their lures. And he was given some sort of charge by Lord Vivec personally.
And where will I find Prior Durdrin's tomb?
I only visited it once, with Abbot Ilvel when I was very young. It's somewhere in the lower catacombs, at the very deepest point in the Necropolis. Remember, Blightcrown brought the hidden kindred with him. You might have to fight to get there.
It'll be fine. Are Abbot Ilvel and the other keepers going to be all right?
The ancestors watch over us. I have faith that in moments of need, my prayers will be answered. Although it certainly helps that the sensors were destroyed and that foul miasma is dissipating. I'll do what I can while you deal with the imposter.
Tell me about the catacombs.
Since the founding of Morrowind, Dark Elves have interred their dead in necropolises. Necrom is one of the oldest, maybe the oldest. Here, our people can visit their revered ancestors, seek their guidance, remind them they haven't been forgotten.
Are there many relics in the catacombs?
It depends what you mean by relic. Many families choose to honor their dead by entombing them with trophies or keepsakes. Some of those might be valuable, or dangerous. But no Dark Elf would think of stealing from their ancestors.
True, but these
The
aren't
door to the
mine.
catacombs is through the chapel and to the north. Prior Durdrin's tomb is deep inside.
Right. They might not think of stealing from their ancestors, but I bet you penny to pounds they'll think of stealing from anyone else's ancestors. I'm not cynical, but Dark Elves just seem to have a bit of a dark slant to them. The Way of the Bandari, by 2. Alright, let's grab some of these recipes and just get them out of our pack. Rightio, that's pretty good. Pretty pleased with the recipe haul we're getting. That's quite a good bonus for beginners. You just have to take the time to search everything. key. I had forgotten I needed it. Read the Prior's Fulcrum. Many tales are told of Prior Durdran. He knew all he could about the herbs. For most mortals, dealing with Daedra becomes a perilous endeavour, but Prior Durdran learned much that was hidden through mortals. He counted the tribunal as close associates as well as living gods. He decided he summoned Hermaus Mora to help him. And Prior Durdran presented the Fulcrum Obscura to Vivek. Wow. Okay. That's probably worth reading in full to get a little bit of a view of the history of what's going on in this place. Alrighty. I guess we're going to head in. I don't think those guys were waiting for me. I think they've got other things that are... Ooh, that doesn't look good. Maybe they were. I know, search every bookcase in this game. There are things that you will need. There's a door. Alright, let me just check. So there's a door there, and then the rest of the tombs. Okay, we can explore in here and see what's going on in here, I guess. I'm not sure if the adventure will lead us to here anyway, but it may. I know, yes, I could get this done quicker by not searching every single urn. Alright. It does look like we would have come back through here anyway. Oh, hello. Goodbye. Don't throw that stuff at me. Rude. Like I said, we're just clearing it, so sometimes the junk, I did see an urn hiding behind there, can be just cleared out. Books. What's an Arcanist? Part 1. That looks like a bad guy off to my left. We're gonna have to deal with him. Or her. Wow, that blends in, doesn't it? Not enough, clearly. I don't know what you're mad about. You're actually doing something far worse than pillaging the dead. That won't do you any good. This is also one of the very few ways I can tell and remember which corner of the room I've been to. I know, what? My memory is that bad at times. Okay. Alright, that looks like it. Let's just take this guy out. Remember, we're trying to get to level 10. Inside the next, for me it'll be the next... I still have 5 days to do it in. Alrighty, let me check. Yeah, let's go back to the door. Wow, these replenish quick, don't they? Or I missed them the first time. Let's get his attention. Oh no, we got them both. Well, I was trying to avoid that, but fair enough. Don't you backstab me. Look, wait your turn. You're supposed to wait your turn. Oh, I'll search that. And that. Lead, intricate winding shaft. Yes, that's pretty good. That's the other reason you loot all the things. Okay. Guys, on this note, I am going to leave you. I'll roll straight into the next episode, but for now, I'll bid you adieu. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit like. If you want to see more, please hit subscribe. I'll check you later. Take care out there.